Now to our national winners. The U.S. Professors of the Year are chosen from hundreds of nominees across the country. They are judged within 4 institutional categories: baccalaureate, community college, doctoral, and master's institutions. They are selected based on 4 criteria: their impact on and involvement with undergraduate students, their scholarly approach to teaching and learning, their contributions to undergraduate education on their campuses, and their recommendations from colleagues and students. CASE convenes 3 panels of experts, many of them with us today, to conduct the preliminary round of judging. We then forward the highest scoring nominees to the Carnegie Foundation, where a panel identifies the best of the best. And so it is now time for you to hear from the best of the best, and who better to introduce them to you than their current or former students. We are going to begin with the Outstanding Baccalaureate College's Professor of the Year. This year's winner is John Zubizarreta, Professor of English and Director of Honors and Faculty Development at Columbia College in Columbia, South Carolina. And here to introduce Professor Zubizarreta is one of his former students, Homa Hassan. Homa?
Thank you so much for having me here today. The man you're about to hear speak is no ordinary man, and I'm not just referring to his last name, which seems impossible to pronounce. Dr. John Zubizarreta, or Dr. Z as we fondly call him at Columbia College, is unlike anyone I have ever met before. Now, you might expect me to rave on about his unique and thought-provoking teaching style, which I hear is exceptional. But the truth is, I never had a class with Dr. Z. As a student in Columbia College's honors program, which Dr. Z directs, we were all his students and had much to learn from him. In fact, I first got to know Dr. Z when he took our incoming freshman class rafting on the river. After quite a terrifying journey, we came to a cliff and Dr. Z encouraged us to strap on a life jacket and jump off. And that's when I knew it. This man was different. Really, you want me to jump off of the cliff? I don't think so. Though some actually took on the challenge, I was too afraid. But throughout my years in college, my peers and I found ourselves on many difficult cliffs. Dr. Z was always there to challenge and push us a little further to the edge, urging us to open up and try new things. His encouragement while working in his office as an administrative assistant took me from the confines of my comfort zone to the rigor of challenging academics and personal growth. Thanks to Dr. Z, when it came down to it, I was ready to take any plunge. Dr. Z never lies to us saying that a particular task will be easy or even that it will be worth it. Yet he instills enough faith in each of us so that we believe it is worth taking the plunge. He believes in his students more than they believe in themselves, but he stands by until each of us is able to reach our potential, helping with research, presentations at national and regional conferences, and community initiatives. He became a mentor to me and a springboard for my ideas and dreams. His commitment is astounding. Being the Director of Faculty Development, President of the National Collegiate Honors Council, and a regular traveler abroad never stands in the way of his coming to student events. No matter how long he's been up working, he is always there to make everyone laugh and give sound advice. And I wanted to make a plug that one of our former professors, Professor Broom, asked me to thank him for having some of those laughs come from cross-dressing and pies to the face and many moments that just made us say, oh my God. But one memory that is particularly unforgettable to me was the day I came back to school after my dad had died. Dr. Z probably doesn't even remember this, but he dropped all of his work. He went to the refrigerator, took out his lunch, and gave it to me and said, Homa, you've got to eat. Not an ordinary man, Dr. Z. No, this man is extraordinary. I am honored beyond words and privileged beyond comprehension to have had Dr. Z in my corner as my cheerleader, across the fence as my constructive critic, but most importantly, as a lifelong friend. Congratulations, Dr. Z.
We were forewarned that these speeches by students often end up in tears. I apologize, sorry. I'm told that I have about 4 minutes for my remarks. a daunting request to make of an academic, an English teacher no less, whose disciplinary proclivities and personal style are such that, oops, sorry, there I go wandering already. I will try to hurry and stay in line. A difficult charge for me and my distinguished colleagues here, because I'm willing to bet that one of the qualities of our teaching and even our scholarly pursuits is the love of wandering, of adventuring, of taking risks, of going out of bounds, of simply having fun as we do the work of our profession. Robert Frost probably captured best what I'm sure all of us here would agree undergirds and reifies the power and value of our mission as teachers, scholars, as U.S. Professors of the Year. Frost, but yield who will to their separation, my object in living is to unite my avocation and my vocation, as my two eyes make one in sight. Only where love and need are one, and the work is play for mortal stakes, is the deed ever really done for heaven and the future's sakes. So with no more wandering, not for heaven or the future's sakes, but for the sake of time, let me begin ending here, adding that my wanderings as a teacher have never been lone ventures. One of the remarkable truths of any achievements any of us have ever made in our careers and personal lives is that we have never reached those destinations without the inspiration, support, rewards, and care received from others. For example, in my own case, from the 2-year college teacher who let me teach some of her classes after I graduated to fuel my passion for teaching English, and who used insurance settlement money after her beloved oldest son, my age, was tragically killed in a motorcycle accident, and she used the money to help send me to graduate school. From my deep and long affiliation with the National Collegiate Honors Council, which Homa mentioned, including serving as president of this premier professional academic organization in higher education, an affiliation that definitely has made me a better teacher of all students. And I'm proud that Cindy Hill, the executive director of NCHC, is in our audience today. From my long involvement in professional faculty development circles, which has honed my own skills, but more importantly, has lit a fire in me for helping all faculty to improve student learning. From my students, whose unwavering insistence on academic excellence and on receiving the best educational opportunities within and outside the classroom has always kept me honest in my efforts to challenge them and to help them become deep reflective learners, not just bulimic learners interested in accumulating so-called facts and checking off requirements toward graduation. And most significantly and dearly, from the love and patience of my family and my friends who have forgiven all my long days and nights devoted to my teaching, my students, and my college. Have I wandered a bit again? Sorry, perhaps a bit, but wandering is good. Don't resist it. In these stressful times in higher education, assailed as we feel in so many overwhelming, sometimes discouraging ways, not just from within, but even from without, getting lost in the wonder of our vocations and avocations is, remember, work for heaven and future's sakes. Thank you, Dr. Whitson, President of Columbia College, for believing in me and for supporting our majors and the programs that I love best. Thank you, Carnegie, Case, and all of you for the incalculable delight of this honor. I take it as a sign that teaching, significant, transformative, liberal student learning still matters in the academy. That investments in technology, boutique programs, accreditation, efficiency data, ubiquitous logos for the 21st century, and other current mantras are secondary to our work and our play for mortal stakes. This award is a testimony of the stakes in our work. Thank you all for the reminder. Thank you all not for honoring me or any of us lucky enough to have been selected for the distinction of U.S. Professor of the Year, but for honoring and celebrating the hard work of teaching in promoting the gift, the transformational magic of student learning. What better tribute do we have for our wanderings? Thank you.
John, congratulations on being named the 2010 Outstanding Baccalaureate Professor of the Year. Congratulations.